Is it these? Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your patience while we sorted out a wee technical problem down at the church. Thank you for joining us. My name's Fraser Boyd, and I'm captain of 25th Stirling Dunblane Boys Brigade. We have an online display again tonight for the second year in a row. We're going to make the most of it and actually the benefits of it. So we hope to be in and out in a fairly short period of time because hey, we all look at screens for far too long these days anyway, don't we? So I'll do a quick introduction of a few people and then hopefully we'll crack on with some awards that we have to present tonight. Now, to let you know what's happening, we have our anchor boys and junior section. They are currently at St Blaine's Church down in the town centre, which hopefully you can see there. Maybe they'll even give us a wave, although they may not be able to hear us. Anchors and juniors are there, but company section boys are at home. We couldn't logistically fit them into one building within the current regulations, and so they're at home, and any prizes that they're due to get tonight will be delivered to their door, just as we did last year. Hopefully you're joining us on Facebook Live or YouTube. It's not Zoom. We can't see you, but you can interact by putting some comments in the chat function on Facebook or YouTube, and maybe giving a pat on the back when somebody you know gets an award. There's also going to be a link for an online donation if you would like to do that tonight or any time in the next month. I think it's open for. Normally we'd pass the hat round, but obviously not tonight. So welcome again. I'm going to hand over to Gary Caldwell, who is one of our chaplains. Gary hopefully is at St Blaine's and will be able to give us his opening devotions. There he is.
To have you, the person here in the church. Now, boys and folks at home, I've been thinking a lot about the phrase light at the end of the tunnel. Have you ever heard that phrase before? Light at the end of the tunnel. Let me try and explain it to you. A few years ago, when my kids were about your age, we went on holiday camping to Devon, and we went to a farm park. Anybody ever been to a farm park before? Good, excellent. And we went to this farm park, and this farm park was building up its place. It was trying to kid on that it was Disneyland. It had different lands, and you would go to 4 different lands. And the idea was, if you, as a kid, went to each one of these lands and got a stamp on a card, and got 4 stamps, you would win an award, just like some of you are going to win awards tonight. So we did this with our kids. We went around the 3 other lands. I can't remember what the first 3 lands were called, but the last land was called Scary Land. Scary Land, exactly. And I'll tell you what Scary Land was. Scary Land was literally a disused railway tunnel, about 400 metres long, an empty railway tunnel with no lights in it at all. And all you could see at the end of the tunnel was a tiny wee bit of light. And we had to walk through that tunnel to get to the other end to get the stamp for the cards. So we were a bit scared. So we all held hands and walked through this pitch black tunnel, heading for this wee tiny bit of light. And when we got there, we got the stamp and we were all pleased and the kids were happy because they knew that they were going to get an award when they took it back to the gift shop. But then we had to turn round and walk all the way back through the tunnel again. So we all held hands and we all walked through the pitch black tunnel again to get to the light at the end of the tunnel and back into daylight. Now, why am I telling you that story? Well, I think the last year and a bit, it's felt like a bit like we've all been stuck in a bit of a tunnel, hoping that there was light at the end of the tunnel. Some of us have been scared because it's been scary times. People getting ill, sadly, some people dying as well. But we keep getting told that there's going to be light at the end of it. One day we will be out of this and back to where we were. But just now, still feels as if we're in the tunnel. And in fact, maybe we're only halfway through. And we've all had our awards. Some of us are old enough up here to have vaccines already. But we've still got a bit to go. Now, one thing that I knew walking through that tunnel was I was holding on to my children's hands. We all walked through that dark tunnel together, holding on to each other's hands. And it's been great to see how everybody has helped everybody during this time. We've all held each other's hands to get through it. But those of us who follow Jesus know that even though life can feel like we're in a tunnel, a dark tunnel, we can be scared, we know that somebody else is always with us. And there's a verse in the Bible where God says to his people and says to us, I will lead the blind by ways they have not known. Along unfamiliar paths I will guide them. I will turn the darkness into light before them and make the rough places smooth. These are the things I will do. I will not leave them. So boys and folks at home, even though we might still feel we're in this tunnel, even though we might feel scared and in the dark, if we ask Jesus to be with us, he promises to be there and not only hold our hands, but turn the darkness into light. Thank you, Fraser.
Thank you very much, Gary. And we're going to stay at St. Blaine's, actually, hopefully, and hand over to Ali Lunan, who is our officer in charge of the Anchor Boy section. And Ali is going to tell us about the various prizes and achievements of our youngest section. Over to you, Ali.
Thank you very much, Fraser, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Anchor Boys Awards section of the evening. And I have to say, this has been another tricky year. It certainly has been a bit of a tunnel, as Gary said, but the example that some of the youngest boys in the Boys Brigade have set has been absolutely tremendous. We have got a fantastic group of Anchor Boys, or have had a fantastic group of Anchor Boys this past year. Their enthusiasm, despite having to stare at us on a screen, their commitment, coming along even though they didn't want to be on the screen again, or coming along out in the rain even if the weather was bad when we were meeting in person, has been absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? The sense of humour of some of the Anchor Boys has kept us laughing all the way through this year. So I'm very pleased, first of all, to say that every boy in the Anchor Boys has earned a badge this year. They've done a fantastic job in various ways and in various activities. So every single boy is getting their badges. If you haven't got an armband, you'll be getting an armband, and we're going to be handing them out at the sponsored walk on Wednesday. So if you don't win a trophy tonight, Anchor Boys, you are still being awarded. You've still done a fantastic job. So let's move on to the trophies. Some of the boys have been very excited about this over the last couple of weeks, particularly. So we're going to start with the Sportsmanship Trophy. The Sportsmanship Trophy. It actually says sponsored walk on the trophy, but we award it for a boy who shows good sportsmanship. So first of all, the runner-up of the Sportsmanship Trophy this year is a very mature boy, considering he's just in primary 3. Very sensible, very fair. That's what you look for in a sportsman. And it is Oscar. So Oscar, let's give Oscar an applause. Unfortunately, Oscar can't be with us tonight, so we'll pass the trophy on to him when we next see him, probably on Wednesday. Let's move on to the winner of the Sportsmanship Trophy. So this boy has continually shown enthusiasm. I've got a fantastic picture. One of our Zoom sessions, we did an action story, and this boy gave it loudly in the actions for this action story we did. He's been thoroughly committed to the Boys Brigade, and he also is a fantastic role model. He also looks after the younger boys incredibly well. And this award goes to Joshua. And Joshua is here. Joshua, yeah, that's you, Joshua. Up you come, Joshua. Up you come right up the middle, and then we're going to see you. So let me just make sure, Joshua, you get the right one. So do you want to come round there and pick up that trophy? Very well done. You can actually take the 2 trophies there, that one and the one in front, because one of them needs returned and one of them can be kept. So that one as well, just in front, Joshua. That one there. Well done, Joshua. Let's move very quickly on to our Best Boy award. The runner-up for the Best Boy award is quite a quiet boy, but he's very sensible, very quick to do what an adult asks him to do, very supportive of the other boys. And the runner-up Best Boy this year is Kyle. Again, unfortunately, Kyle can't be with us this evening, but we'll pass the trophy on to him. I'm very pleased to say that the Best Boy winner is here. This boy has been an absolute tremendous example. He has been right through the Anchor Boys. He's been there for 3 years, very polite, very well-mannered, really just committed. He's been there almost every meeting that we've had, and the winner of that is Ewan. Quick as you can, Ewan, quick as you can. And Ewan, that big trophy at the back there is yours and the one just in front of it. So very well done to you. This is the bit that I always have a bit of tear in my eye at this point, because we are losing 14 absolutely fantastic boys from the Anchor Boys. Where's Anne? Anne's just behind the camera there. She is so lucky, and the other junior section officers, you're so lucky to be getting these fantastic 14 boys. Now I'm just going to read out your names, and then once I've read out your names, we'll give you all a clap, and you again will get your certificates later on. So the 14 boys that are heading up to the junior section are Arthur, Cairn, Daniel, Kieran, Ruben, Rory, oh the emotions are building up here, Oscar, Joshua, Ewan, Kyle, Xavier, Logan, Matthew and Fraser. Give them a big clap. Boys, can I just say thank you very much. You have been 14 fantastic primary 3s at Anchor Boys, and the junior section are really, really lucky to get you. Just one final thing I'm going to squeeze in there. Fraser's not going to be happy with me, but one more thing I must squeeze in is we are losing a fantastic officer. This officer has just got a job, I think it's in Stonehaven, so he's not going to be able to come to Anchor Boys, and that's Cameron. So I wonder if we could just give Cameron a big thank you clap for all the work he has. And again, he's not here, but we'll pass our thanks on to him another time. Thank you very much. Thanks, Fraser.
Thank you very much, Ali, and well done to all the Anchor Boys and indeed Cameron, who may or may not be on a special mission at the moment. We are going to stay at St. Blaine's, I believe, and maybe give them a few seconds until Anne is ready to tell us about the junior section awards and trophies for this year. Looks like she's there and ready.
Hi there, everybody. Well, as Mr. Loon has said, this has been a very unusual year, but in Dunblane BB tradition, we have still managed to keep ourselves extremely busy. The start of our programme this year saw us able to meet face to face again and follow the under 11 programme by going up Home Hill and do loads of our programme stuff out in the air and having a great time up Home Hill. And then doing the special junior section project awards. That's the new awards that BB have set for the boys, where they need to do a 3-hour project to get an award. So this year we were in the Braidport car park with our Get Learning award, building the bird boxes. Boys, do you remember that? Yeah. You'll never forget that, I don't think. The start of this 2021 session showed us have to go back to Zoom meetings, and working towards our Get Involved Awards, learning about the continents of the world and and we ended our work on Get Involved by doing a sponsored run, and boys, we earned £1,335, excluding gift aid that all went to UNICEF to help the children all around the world. So once we got back to face-to-face meetings after the Easter break, we took the chance to take part in the BB's Go Wild challenge. So we did loads of outdoor activities, kind of den building, hunting for bugs, and all the boys took part, managed to gain their silver badges. So they're in your pack tonight. We ended up our year in Willowgate Activity Centre in Perth. This was an activity day that was rearranged, but we all had an amazing time up there on Sunday, doing what you should be doing as a young boy, getting into water sports, getting dirty with the bushcraft activities, and it was absolutely brilliant to end our year, so that was great. Now, tonight I'm going to read out the awards that the boys have achieved, and then ask you to come up to the table. Boys, there's a pack with your name on it, okay? So if you just come up, find your name, pick up your pack, and just go straight back to your seat, please, okay? At the end of the awards, we'd like you to go out the back, and we're going to take some pictures. We can't do that just now, but we'll sort that out, so mums and dads can come and take pictures at the end. So, we're going to start. Jack Bottomley, if Jack's here. Jack, you're at the top. Neil Arthur Byrne, Lawrence Campbell, Flaming Carter, Tom Cornelius, Cameron Costello, Matthew Curry, Brodie Crossley, Daniel Murray, Daniel, Rory, Ben, Tommy, Max, Alfie, Peter, Duncan, another Brodie, Fergus, Sam, right, Sam, you next. Oh no, other Sam. Yes, sorry, can't say shouldn't be saying surnames. That's the right Sam. Shay, Caden. That's okay, just take your time. We'll bring it to you, don't worry. Okay. Jack, James, Leighton, Samuel, we got there again. Reese, Lewis, Kieran, and Monty. Right. These hats will contain the new junior section members' prizes. These boys started too late in the year to be able to earn the stuff needed for the badge work. But there's a little gift in there for you. All the P4s have got the bronze awards, P5s have got their silver, and the P6s have all got their gold. So that's all in that pack. Now, We've got two special awards here tonight. I've got one for Alfie, who showed great skill and confidence on two big occasions through this year playing his bagpipes. So we'd like to acknowledge Alfie, if you could come up, please. Okay. And other award is for Jack Paul for most improved junior section boy. You've seen a huge difference. I think you're enjoying BB a lot better this year, but you know what? You can tell. So come on up. You've got a wee thanks. Right, our best new recruit, P4, unfortunately isn't here tonight, but it's Ben Homonkick, and we'll make sure that Ben gets his trophy. Sportsman award this year goes to a boy that, even when you can tell he would rather be doing anything else than what we've asked him to do, he does it in great spirit, with a smile in his face, always helps out and always gets into the spirit of it. Matthew Cowie. Take both of them. Yeah. So you need to hand the big one back, but you can keep the wee one.
Put that in your pocket.
Matthew, smile the camera. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right, best boy. Well, we actually didn't really need to think very hard about this year, because this boy is so enthusiastic, just gets involved in absolutely everything, even when he ended up in an unfortunate accident at the start of the year. He arrived on the Zoom meetings, white as a sheet, tried his hardest to take part in everything, was determined to go to Willowgate on crutches and do whatever he can. I think we all know it's Caden. Hold them up, smile. Well done. Right, the last. We're losing quite a few as well to company section, and I have to agree with what Mr. Looney said, that we're losing a great bunch of boys as well, and we're going to really miss you. But good boys, you've got great fun coming ahead at company section. You're going to have a ball. Now, I'm going to call you up in two different lots so that we can avoid a clash. Come up, there's a certificate with your name on it, and take a wee gift that's lying on the top. Okay? So we've got Neil Arthur, Flamin. Right. Can you see? Just lift yours. That's it. The blue one. Flamin's the second. Matthew. Brody. Lewis. Daniel. Rory. Sam. Hayden. Sit with the ad, okay. James. Samuel. Wait a minute. And Reese. No. Well done. Well done, boys. And I think we're back to Mr. Boyd.
Well done to junior section. Congratulations to everybody that got an award there, and also to everybody else who has worked really hard over the year. I had the privilege of joining in with some of your Zoom meetings and popping in on other things that you were up to, and you've been brilliant at keeping a really positive, happy, cheery atmosphere going there, and well done to all the leaders in junior section and Anchor Boys as well. We're going to get on to company section now with our oldest boys, and we're going to split the prizes up a little bit and have a slideshow in the middle. So the first award in company section tonight is for the best recruit, and best recruit doesn't necessarily have to be a primary 7, although it often is, and that's the age they move up at. It is a primary 7 this year, and this goes to a boy who's really, even though he's probably never experienced what most of us would think of as a typical company section night, if you like. What he has done is throw himself fully into the programme right from the word go and really get involved. So the best recruit tonight is Tom Balloch. And Tom, if you're listening out in sunny Clackmannanshire, then hopefully you should have a knock at the door just now, and that trophy should be arriving. Well done to you. The second award we're going to do at this section tonight, and I should have said, by the way, we will have some photos of these guys hopefully on their doorstep later on in the display. Second one is for most improved boy, and for this the leaders are really looking at who's made the biggest difference to himself over the course of the year, in terms of, could be their social skills, could be their overall attitude, could be how much they're getting involved in, could just be something small but really noticeable that we've seen a positive change in. And so this year the award for most improved boy in company section goes to Ian Fletcher, one of our S3 boys. So congratulations to Ian. I know Ian's on a wee day out today and probably making his way back to Dunblane at the moment. But Ian, we will make sure you get your trophy very soon. And the last one in this section, this is a relatively new award that was started a few years ago, the Laurie Cup for Leadership. This has generally gone to a senior boy who has really taken seriously or gone the extra mile with his the leadership and volunteering section of Queen's Badge, but it doesn't have to be. The particular young man who is winning tonight has really done a lot in his first year of working towards Queen's Badge, and actually some quite groundbreaking work, because he has helped to lead an online class, completely online class this year, as well as helping to our primary 7s with thinking about transition to high school, which has looked very different this year, but he and some other colleagues in the seniors led activities for that, to help them with that and get to know older boys before they move up to high school. So we congratulate, for the Laurie Cup for Leadership, Cameron Henderson. Very well done, Cameron. And I believe you might be out on the golf course at the moment, understandably, given your prowess on that particular sport. But the seniors are gathering later on tonight for something to eat, and they will see you presented with your trophy at that point. So well done, Cameron. And well done to all these young men who've been awarded in this particular section. Right, we're going to give our voices a wee break for a few minutes, and I have a slideshow that we're going to watch on here for a few minutes, and this gives you a little nutshell tour of what we got up to at all 4 sections of Boys Brigade this year.
From the sun, people get ready, 'cause here it comes. It's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon in into her eyes. Oh my, how beautiful. Oh my beautiful mother, she told me, son, in life you're gonna go far. If you do it right, you'll love where you are. Just know, wherever you go, you can always come home. 240,000 miles from the moon, we've come a long way to belong here, to share this view of the night, a glorious night. Over the horizon is another bright sky. Oh my, how beautiful. Oh my, irrefutable Father, he told me, son, sometimes it may seem dark, but the absence of the light is a necessary part. Just know you're never alone. You can always come back home. You can always come back. Every road is a slippery slope. There is always a hand that you can hold on to. Looking deeper through the telescope, you can see that your home's inside of you. Just know that wherever you go, no, you're never alone. You will always get back get ready, 'cause here it comes, it's a light, a beautiful light, over the horizon into our eyes.
Stand above me.
out your defenses, vanity, insecurity. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you apart. I put us back together. Ah, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. As you walk on by, will you call my name? As you walk on by, will you call my name? When you walk away, or will you walk away? Will you walk on by? Come on, call my name. Will you call my name? I say la 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 when you walk on by.
Right. Hope you enjoyed that little slideshow. Give you a wee flavour of what we've been up to. We're going to move quickly on and talk about the band for just a wee second. With the band this year, we've only had 2 terms out of 4 where we've actually been allowed to meet, and all of it has been outside. The rules for that change quite soon, but not just yet. And we've really tried to make the most of it, including at Christmas time, which was pretty good timing, and then again since the Easter holidays. I want to give out 2 awards tonight. We have, first of all, the Andrew Dunn Memorial Award for the Most Improved Musician this year. This young man has been in the band for a couple of years and has really made great progress on his instrument, which is not, I would say, one of the easiest instruments to learn at all. And not only that, it is not even his only instrument. And I think that makes it even more impressive given what his other instrument is. I'm trying not to give it away until I tell you his name. But the Andrew Dunn Memorial Award for the Most Improved Musician this year goes to Cameron Carr, one of our S2 boys. So congratulations, Cameron. Hopefully your trophy is appearing at your door just about now. And further to that, we are handing out the Best Musician, which is one of our fanciest trophies. And that award this year is going to one of our senior boys who not only demonstrates great musicianship, but has also shared and taken a very confident lead this year in leading a music theory class with younger boys who are really needing to learn just the bricks and mortar of music. So the Wilson Award, as it's called, thanks to the donor of that, is going to Ben Robinson. Congratulations, Ben. You probably worked out why you had to stay at home tonight now. So well done, Ben. Fantastic musicianship all year and really great leadership taking forward that class with the younger ones this year. Very well done. We're going to move on now, and I'm going to give my captain's report, which we would I'd normally just give you a little summary of what we've done. I'm not going to repeat what you have seen in the slideshow tonight, but a few thoughts on the year that has just passed in terms of Boys Brigade. Many of you will know that I have quite a close long-term connection with a summer camp and outdoor centre in Vermont in the USA. Each winter I go over there, and between Christmas and New Year, they run a family camp, and I've volunteered at that for 19 years. On New Year's Eve, people write a letter to themselves, either to open it almost a year later when they come back for the same week, or to be posted to them at some point during the year. When we had our online annual display last June, almost a year to the day, marking the end of the BB year, I surely would not, or I would have written about how we had just had this one-off, never likely to be repeated YouTube annual display. Not long after that, I sent out a survey to boys and families asking them what they wanted to do at BB in the autumn, and sort of what we could do if we couldn't meet in the church hall every week. Oh, how naive I was, and maybe we all were. So this has been a challenging year. We've had to get really very creative, step outside of our comfort zones and outside in general, and really focus on what has been most important to the well-being and enjoyment of the boys. I'm not a big fan of the idea of getting a certificate just for showing up at something. But I know that many of the BB leaders this year feel at this stage of the year and the stage of the pandemic that the boys all deserve a medal, frankly, for just getting through. I often find myself thinking, I wonder what this is actually like as a kid. Boys, to all of you, this has undoubtedly been the toughest of years for you. Whether you're wee and just got fed up playing with your siblings or sisters all the time, or brothers, somewhere in the middle, maybe a P7, you didn't get all those treats you'd be looking forward to that P7s would normally get, or a senior heading into S6 or off to uni without even having sat a proper exam, or actually maybe you've sat twice as many as you thought in the last month. You have a lot to be proud of in the way that you handled this past year. For all those times that you dragged yourself out of bed for Google Meet in the morning, the effort that you made at one time to go and get a friend out of their house as well, that time that you put a mask on or socially distanced when other folk didn't, well done, and thank you. I also want to say a huge thanks tonight to the fantastic teams of leaders and officers that we have in each of our sections. They have been so flexible and willing all year. They've recognised the importance of BB to your boys' mental health throughout and showed up every week so that we could safely make the most of what we were able to do. Those leaders are inspired by you too, boys, and we hope that you know that. I want to say a special word of thanks tonight to Mr. Gordon Pringle, who has taken a well-earned rest from Boys Brigade after over 10 years of service as an officer. Gordon started off as a junior section leader in Dunblane and moved up, as it were, along with his boys to company section, and he's worked extensively with the seniors over the last few years, as well as being a huge part of the support crew, as it were, for Project Malawi in 2019, and also in the last few years as our Queen's Badge coordinator for our company. Not to mention being the unsung hero of every coffee morning where we had bacon rolls, where Gordon masterfully commanded the kitchen and didn't let anybody else near it, but made sure that everybody went away happy with a nice full stomach and lots of money raised. I also like to thank everyone else this year who's helped us with places to meet, including Dunblane Development Trust at Brayport, George and out at Molon, and James at the coffee bar, who've let us use the picnic tables when nobody else has been there. Neris Brown at St Mary's Church, and Colin Rennick at the Cathedral for allowing us to use his driveway and the garden, and also to the Carmen Foundation at Home Hill. Thank you to the Dunblane Fling and Stirling Bike Club for helping us with shelters and floodlighting, which made the autumn and winter meetings possible outside. We also wholeheartedly thank the Cathedral and St Blaine's ministers and Kirk Sessions for their unstinting support with things like signing off risk assessments, being willing to let us meet in their premises and doing all the paperwork that goes with opening that for us, and being generous in their encouragement of what we've been doing throughout. That encouragement from others as well often comes when people just support us by sending a wee note, a Facebook comment, turning up at one of our events and just saying, well done. I'm really proud of the fact that the boys have continued, or in many cases increased, their help for the community in the past year. We're now not only in regular partnership with Startup Stirling, but also Dementia Friendly Dunblane and Forth Valley Welcome, and we've made supporting those in need a priority. Perhaps most recently demonstrated by the boys' suggestion of doing a car wash for hospitals in India at the height of the crisis there. Raising £6,000 at Christmas through the band's carol rehearsals in the street, delivering thousands of Christian aid envelopes around the town that helped to bring in £8,000, £1,300 by the junior section for UNICEF, and the unpredictably high success of our own Bike to Brisbane fundraising campaign really highlighted what a big difference the boys are able to make in the community. And that's over and above all the smaller and often unseen volunteering that they do right from primary 6 upwards for the JAS Awards and D&V, which we'll hear about shortly. Boys, whether you've done all that or whether the last year was a struggle and you've just seen it through as best as you could, we've loved having every one of you as part of BB. You've helped keep us all, and your families included, going throughout. Well, we hope that we see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and maybe, just maybe, this will be the last online display this time. Do take forward everything good that you've learned and become this year, and let's keep going forward, seeking out how we can best live life to the full. Thank you for listening, as they say at any good school assembly. We're going to move on now to those Jazz Awards that I just mentioned. And for that, we're going to go back to Anne at St Blaine's, I hope.
What Mr. Boyd has just said with regard to the boys that worked on their jazz and on the Duke of Edinburgh Awards this year. It's not been easy. It's a shame some of the stuff that you thought, all right, I'll sign up, I'll do that award because I do this and I do that, all changed because you weren't able to take part in a lot of activities that you would normally take part in. But I think we found out that we actually got more opportunities to help out in our community than we had before. We've supported Dementia Friendly Dunblane, we've done litter picking, we've dog walked, there's been loads of stuff that you guys have done and it's been absolutely amazing. So I'm really, really chuffed to shout out to these boys that they've managed to gain their award this year. So the bronze jazz, so that's boys that are in P6. Your folders are able to be collected over in the corner, but we'll do that after this because they're quite heavy. Okay? Flamin, Matthew, Daniel, Rory, Hayden, Samuel, and Reese. Well done. Well done. So the boys have went on to the silver jazz, so that's boys that are in P7. So unfortunately I can't get the folders to them, they're all at home, but boys, I'll deliver them to you. Tom, Ben, Adam, Evan, Struan, Ross and Brodie. So well done to you. Now this group, I must admit, I'm so pleased to shout out these names because these are the guys that signed up. These are the very first boys that signed up to do bronze, and I've seen it through 4 years of work to be able to get their gold. So we've got Ryan Johnston, Charlie McCreary, Daniel McCreary, Lewis Miller, Jamie Oldham, Duncan Rennie, Murray Templeton, Kieran Scullion and Logan Ward. So I'll get your now, after the boys have done their jazz, they are invited to sign up for the Duke of Edinburgh Awards. Now, unfortunately, things had to change with these because I just can't get out on the expeditions. But I've been trying to just make sure that the boys keep on track and keep their time scales so that they don't end up not getting their awards when we can get these expeditions going. Duke of Edinburgh issued a new certificate called the Certificate of Achievement. And I'm pleased to say that we have 7 boys that have managed to get their bronze Certificate of Achievement. So that's Gabe Bishop, Simeon Carter, Andrew Ford, Cameron Henderson, Ben Robinson, Rudy Scullion and Campbell Tully. One boy so far who has completed his silver and has moved on to working on his gold, and that's Ewan Campbell. And we've got 2 boys who have managed to achieve their gold Certificate of Achievement and are primed and ready to go on their residentials and their expeditions to get the full award during the summer, and that's James Carter and Finlay Currid. So well done, boys.
Thank you very much, Anne. And a word of thanks specifically to Anne, because all of the coordinating that you do for the Jazz and DAV Awards is quite the task. It's a constant one. And although there's always the reward on nights like tonight, we know that there's months and months of chasing and harrying and encouraging that goes on before that. So a big thanks to Anne for everything that she has done over this year. Yes, you can clap if you can hear me at the church room. Well done. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to Ian Brown, who is officer in charge of our senior section, and Ian's going to tell us about some of the other company section trophies.
Yeah, evening everybody. Hope you're enjoying the display so far. I'll apologise not to be in my uniform, but like most of you, I've got absolutely no idea what it is. So yeah, apologies for that. I'm not going to echo what's already been said by everybody else, but it's been some year, and you've all done yourself really proud. So thank you for making this year kind of what it has been. But 2 more awards quickly to do just now, and I'll just go through those first. So the first award we're going to talk about is the Boys Best Boy Award, and that is the award that is voted for by the boys themselves in the company section and seniors. And there's no criteria at all, so it's up to them to decide who deserves to win this award. We had a discussion in the DAV practice a few weeks ago, and a few people were convinced that it was a fix. I can assure you it is absolutely not, and it is done purely on your votes. And we think again this year you've made a really good choice. This person has had really good feedback through their volunteering, where they've volunteered as a tennis coach. They've also had amazing feedback from their work in the younger year groups, where they've been particularly helping with the P6, P7 transition recently as well. And it's a person who quite often does himself down. So hopefully, you know, recognise tonight, this is voted for by your peers, and you know, this is how other people see you. So the Boys Best Boy Award tonight goes to Campbell Tully. Well done, Campbell. Well deserved. Second award, and the last award I'm going to do just now, is the Best Boy Award, and this one is again going to somebody very deserving this year. This person took part in the Bike to Brisbane fundraiser challenge at the end of last year, and then the next month in November they ran a 5K every day of the month to raise money for the MS Society. They've been on all the junior section Zoom meetings where they've been volunteering for their Queen's Badge, and we've had brilliant feedback from the junior section leaders about the difference that you've made there as well. This person's also been a tennis coach and has also volunteered as part of the P7 transition for the guys going up to high school. The person led the way in their interest for Project Malawi before we had to postpone it this year. And even once the trip was postponed, you know, maintained his interest, and that was really to be commended. He never asks he always asks, what can I do, and does everything that is asked of him. And he's been described by a number of our leaders as a quiet leader. So a very deserving award winner tonight. The Best Boy Award goes to Ewan Campbell. Well done, Ewan. We've done Jazz Awards, so just quickly wanted to acknowledge President's Badge and Queen's Badge awards for this year. Start with the President's Badges, and we've got 3 people who have achieved the President's Badge this year. Simeon, Ian and Andrew. Looking forward to working with you, as I hope you'll all choose to come on and work towards your Queen's Badge next. But big congratulations to these 3 on gaining their President's Badge this year. And we mentioned Queen's Badge a number of weeks ago. We managed to present last year's Queen's Badge award winners. Finally, they waited 11 months to get it, but we managed a service in St Blaine's, socially distanced, to present their Queen's Badges. So again tonight, we just want to acknowledge the huge amount of work that's gone into achieving their Queen's Badge from Louis Bishop, Sandy Buchanan, James Carter, James Connery, Finlay Currid, Chris Ford and Jack McDermott. So well done to all of them. Really well deserved. The next round of Queen's Badges we hope to award later in the year. We've sort of slowed the pace a little bit this year, just in reflection of everything else going on. But we expect to have a good number that we'll present at this time next year, if not even sooner. So that's President's Badges and Queen's Badges. So that just leaves me with really the sad bit, I suppose, for company section and for seniors tonight, because this is when we have to sort of say goodbye and good luck to our S6s who are going on to whatever happens next. We'll see them all later tonight, I hope. We're meeting as seniors for some food and just to sort of round off the year. But we wanted to mark it publicly tonight and sort of wish you well. To James Connery, James Carter, Chris Ford, Finlay Currid and Louis Bishop. We said lots of things, lots of nice things about you at the Queen's Badge presentation. So I'll not repeat all of those tonight. But we did want to mark the occasion. You came up to seniors a couple of years ago, and with some really quite strong year groups ahead of you, but you have more than held your own. And now with you going out the top end as well, you're leaving some really quite big shoes to be filled by others now as well. Your leadership, your volunteering, your commitment, and being role models, that really has to be commended in all sorts of ways through your time in the company, in the band, taking part in the BB Panto, volunteering in our junior section, being part of Project Malawi, on the many trips and weekends away that you're always keen to sign up for, through all the volunteering you've done and the opportunities you've taken, and even just on a Friday night. We've had lots of weird and wonderful and often quite concerning conversations over the last few years, but always in good humour and very good natured. I want to just thank you on behalf of the leaders for letting us spend our Friday nights with you. Your input really has made a big difference to all of our experiences across the company. And we hope that you've thought it's been all right too. So now you're going on to whatever happens next. Just want to say, don't be a stranger. We would love to hear from you. And you know where we are if you ever need us. Just get in touch. So to James, Chris, Finlay and Louis, thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Ian. Some wonderful memories of these guys as well. And in a piece of breaking news that Ian might enjoy, those S6s have, I understand, planned an interesting quiz for us tonight, which I wouldn't be surprised if a few of us leaders feature in. So thank you very much, Ian, for sharing that with us and for revealing those other awards. Just a couple of small things still to go, I promise. I would like to make some awards which are really sort of at the captain's discretion, because that is the name of it. It's the captain's commendations. Now, the list of those is quite large this year, maybe compared to a normal year. And part of the reason for that is that we haven't been able to present some trophies this year because we haven't done drill, for example. We haven't had any sporting competitions to hand out the best sportsman award, etc., for company section seniors. So, but that hasn't stopped boys achieving in many other ways. And sometimes that's just almost a victory over yourself, or overcoming some sort of challenging personal circumstances, or it could be something particularly standout that you've done. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to chap the doors of several boys, whose names I will put on the screen in just a moment, and commend you on something particularly outstanding or admirable that you have done this year. And we never tell the whole general public exactly what it was. Sometimes it's not necessarily something you want everybody to know, but very many congratulations to the boys whose names are on screen at the moment. Rudy Fleming, Ewan Campbell, Gavin Hamilton, Louis Bishop, Greg Penny, Max Carruthers, Rudy Scullion, Ennis McCara, Rory Hamilton, Caden Nash, and Leighton Snedden. I look forward to catching up with you guys over the weekend and giving you your certificate. Can I just bring us almost to the end by thanking the 4 people who've been out driving around delivering trophies tonight. That's our former officers, Paul Christmas and Colin Anderson, and 2 of our current officers, Cameron Tully, who I believe pulled out the shield from behind the couch to give to his brother, and Harry Tyler as well for their deliveries tonight. Please do consider, if you can, making a wee donation to help our funds, as you might if you were in the hall at a traditional display. Anchors and Anchor Boys still have their sponsored walk coming up on Wednesday, and if you keep your eye on your emails, parents out there, for any other events that will happen in the next couple of weeks before the holidays. We're going to go back to St. Blaine's, and I hope that there we will find Reverend Dorothy Anderson from the Cathedral, who is going to have who's going to share a prayer, I think.
Wherever you are, whether alone or in company, let us join together in prayer. Let us pray. Strange as it is to be thankful in these times of pandemic, we do give thanks for the people who and the systems which have made BB possible, even when all that was familiar had changed. We are grateful for technology and risk assessments, keeping boys engaged and safe. For officers and leaders with seemingly boundless imagination and endless energy, making BB meetings fun and challenging, interesting and engaging. And remembering too those who are in greatest need, close to home or across the globe, and supporting the boys of this company in their fun and fundraising efforts. We are thankful too for the families who offer support and encouragement, going the extra mile in the interests of BB as a whole, and their own children in particular. We pray your blessing upon them as this season draws to a close, and the summer of football and sports and holidays lies ahead, that they may find rest and peace and return refreshed next session. We give thanks for the work that has been done, the hours that have been spent in setting and attaining so many goals, and for the successes of the 25th Stirling Dunblane Company, leading by example, showing love in action, and living the gospel of Jesus Christ in all that is said and done. In his name we offer these and all our prayers through the power of the Spirit and to the glory of God. Amen.
Thank you very much, Dorothy, and thank you also to Reverend Gary Caldwell for his devotions at the start of the night. I'm pleased to say I do have a few photographs that have come in from those very kind people driving around various parts of the countryside to deliver them, and I will just put them on screen if I can make it work. There's 3 at least, and we'll get the rest up later on. But that's Tom with the best target boy, best recruit on the left. That's Ewan and his mum and dad with the best boy trophy. And that's Campbell with the boys' best boy shield. And once we get the other photos in, we will share them on our Facebook page later tonight. So can I thank you all again for joining us online tonight, or indeed joining us in person? And I'm sure, although I can't completely tell, that the behaviour at St Blaine's Church just seemed to be absolutely impeccable. Hope I'm right. Thank you to all the leaders for being down there. If you're sitting at home and your boy is at the church, then feel free to make your way down there. The boys will come out of the church into the lane, not out into the high street, and there'll be an opportunity to take some photographs there. Please remember to keep your social distance from other people that are not in your house, all mums and dads, and anybody else picking up when you're down there. Thank you, everybody else, once again, and we will be in touch. You can keep in touch with us in the usual ways on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at DunBlaneBB. Give us a follow, and thank you for your support. We will see you again, hopefully in person next year, if not before. Thanks very much.